dance lessons? That was something that you enjoyed to do?
I gave dance classes
Oh, okay.
in tango. I helped my instructor to give classes in tango, and that was quite a very nice experience for me. And I taught a lot of people how to dance to Latin dances too. For example, yesterday we had a Latin dance night
Mm-hmm.
in ONU, and I helped certain people to, learn basic steps and that kind of things.
Good.
Yeah.
What religion do you and your family practice?
We are Catholics,
Okay.
and my whole family of my father's side is Catholic. But since my mom has the Indian background, it is kind of mixed on her side. She is Catholic because she integrated in Curaçao and, she adjusted. But from her side, we also have different religions, like the Hinduism, the different parts of Hinduism in there. So, but me and my family, like my mother, my father, my brother, we are just Catholics.
Okay. Did your mother come over from India to Curaçao?
She actually came over from Suriname. Suriname is located in South America. It's 2 hours away from Curaçao, but it is a country where a lot of people from India go to.
Okay.
Like her parents and ancestors traveled from India to Suriname, and there's, they kept growing the family, and then my mom was one of the brothers and sisters that came to Curaçao.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is food, clothing, music, things like that? What are they like in Curaçao?
I would say very different from Ohio. It's nothing like. It's very different. The food is, we love seafood. We're an island. Seafood is very easy for us to get and fresh, and we have this dish of Curaçao. It's called funchi. It's kind of a corned bread, but softer, and it's really nutrition rich and very delicious. And then you have the sauce de criollo, which is a sauce that you eat with it, that is kind of a mixture of tomato and onions kind of sauce. It's very rich, it's like very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of the traditional food of Curaçao. We have a couple of other dishes like the yambo and snoek of red snapper. Those are kind of fishes that we eat. But at my home, I'm used to Indonesian food because my mom loves to cook Indonesian food. So I kind of eat both, both kind of foods.
Okay.
And the clothings is very stylish, I would say, for me. We love style back home. People are very much into what is going on in the world, and then they, take it over and invent their own type of style too. You have different kind of peoples. Like, since you have different cultures, everybody just makes up something, and you see all different kinds of clothings and styles, and it's just amazing. And what I did notice is that a lot of people in Curaçao like colors.
Mhm.
It's a colorful island. People like to wear colors, like fresh colors. So it's not always, basic colors. So there was food, clothing, and you asked me
Music?
Music. Well, as I just said, is that we have a lot of influence of Latin music, but we also have a Curaçao music that is called ritmo combina. Ritmo combina is very loved by the Antillean people, which are the people from Curaçao, and it's I don't really know how to explain it. It's a really different kind of music. It's with the trommel, the trumpet, the piano. It's like a band,
Mhm.
and then they perform live music, and it has a nice beat. So it's a good.
Do you have any traditional instruments that are different from the kinds in like the United States?
Yes, we do actually, but I don't really know the names of them in English. But we have certain very simple instruments that are made out of metal, and then you would simply hold one big part in your hand, and you have a metal stick in the other hand, and you would just rasp it over it, so there comes this rasping sound, and they mix that into the music, and it sounds very, different but nice.
What's the name for it in Curaçao?
It's called the rasp
The rasp.
of harpoon. Rasp.
Okay. When did you first leave Curaçao to attend a university?
I left home when I was 17 years old, and I first moved to Costa Rica. I went to tender the medical university for a couple of times, and for certain reasons I decided to go back home. So I left Costa Rica, I came home, and then I worked for a couple of months, and then I decided to come to the United States.
Okay. Why the United States?
Well, let me see. When I was in Curaçao, I just came from Costa Rica. I had no clue where to go right now, because I didn't want to stay in Curaçao. Because what I want to do, there is not such opportunity to develop my study in Curaçao. So I had to choose a other country, and I was searching on the internet. Internet offers a lot of places, sometimes too much that you can't make a decision.
That's true.
So my mother called my godfather, and she asked him, what can we do now? Like, do you have an idea what we can do? And my godfather told my mother, send her over to America, let her come to me. So my mother came to me one day in my room, and she asked me, what do you think about America? I said, that sounds very interesting. Why not? So my mom called my godfather, and so on, the whole process began, and that's how I ended in the United States.
Okay, why did you come to Ohio Northern University?
Well, see, I applied for different universities, but the reason that I came to Ohio Northern is because my godfather suggested it to me. He had friends who recently graduated from Ohio Northern, and they told him that it's a very nice place and environment for international students to come to America and get used to the different culture, the differences that there are, instead of going to a state university, which is huge, and you'll probably lose your track when you just arrive, So I thought, that sounds fair, and that's how I ended up here.
Okay. How different is living on a continent from living on an island?
It depends on which part of a continent you live at, but since I live in Ohio, it's a lot more different, especially coming from an island. I mean, you're surrounded by beaches, you're surrounded by water. Wherever you go, there's a piece of ocean that you see, and that became a part of my life too. Seeing the ocean is a part of me. So when I moved to a continent where the beach is probably hours away, it is very different, very difficult for me too, because there is something that I don't see anymore that I'm used to in my daily life. And temperature-wise, it's way different too. I mean, like, Curaçao is probably 70 and up degrees the whole year, and I've never seen snow. It doesn't snow there. So it's quite different. It's a big change.